The Laṅkāvatāra Sūtra, Chapter 2, Part 49. Mahāmati once more asked the Buddha, "Please tell us about Srota-apānas and the different characteristics common to the Srota-apāna path, so that by becoming versed in such characteristics and by knowing how to differentiate the practices of Sakridagamins, Anagamins, and Arhats, we bodhisattvas might thus explain the Dharma to others, namely the two kinds of no-self and the elimination of the two obstructions. And as we pass through the various stages until we finally reach the inconceivable and ultimate realm of the Tathagatas, we might benefit all beings like multicolored, wish-fulfilling gems, and protect and nourish them with the infinite bodies and wealth of the realm of all dharmas." The Buddha told Mahāmati, "Listen carefully and ponder this well, and I will tell you." Mahāmati replied, "Wonderful Bhagavan, may we be so blessed." The Buddha told Mahāmati, "There are 3 different levels of Srota-apānas and attainments of Srota-apānas. And what are the 3? They are basic, intermediate, and advanced. Those at the basic level are reborn 7 more times at the most. Those at the intermediate level are reborn 3 to 5 more times before they attain nirvana. And those at the advanced level attain nirvana in this life. For each of these 3, there are 3 bondages: coarse, intermediate, and subtle. And what are the 3 bondages? They are belief in a body, doubt, and attachment to codes. In terms of differences among these 3 bondages, whoever reaches the subtlest of the advanced level becomes an arhat. Mahāmati, there are 2 kinds of belief in a body, that which is innate and that which is a projection, such as the projections of dependent or imagined reality. For example, the different attachments to an imagined reality arise in dependence on a dependent reality. They neither exist, nor do they not exist. And they neither exist nor do not exist and are not real, because they are projections. The projections of foolish people are attached in different ways to an imagined reality, just like thirsty deer imagine water when they see a shimmering mirage. This is the view of the body imagined by Srota-apānas, who think that since persons have no self, by grasping its non-existence, they thereby put an end to their attachment to beginningless ignorance. Mahāmati, as for the innate belief of Srota-apānas in a body, whether their own or others, because the 4 formless skandhas along with form, which arises from matter and what is made of matter, interact as the cause of each other, and because the material elements and form do not combine, when Srota-apānas contemplate the non-appearance of what exists or does not exist, their belief in a body comes to an end. And once their belief in a body ends, their desires no longer arise. This is what characterizes a Srota-apāna's belief in a body. Mahāmati, as for what characterizes their doubt, because they become adept at viewing the characteristics of dharmas, and they have previously put an end to projections of the 2 kinds of belief in a body, they do not give rise to doubts regarding dharmas, nor do they give rise to views as to the purity or impurity of other teachers. This is what characterizes a Srota-apāna's elimination of doubt. Mahāmati, as for their attachment to codes, how do Srota-apānas cease their attachment to codes? When they become adept at seeing the suffering where they might be reborn, they cease their attachment. Attachment, Mahāmati, refers to how foolish beings resolve to undertake ascetic practices for the sake of attaining greater bliss. Hence they seek rebirth. But when they are not attached and turn instead toward undertaking those practices and upholding those precepts that are free from projection and passion, and that lead to the peerless realm of personal realization, this is what characterizes a Srota-Appanna's elimination of attachment to codes. Because Srota-Appannas sever these three bondages, desire and delusion do not arise. However, if Srota-Appannas should think, "These bondages are not my doing," they will err in two ways. They will end up believing in a body, and they will not sever these bondages. Mahāmati asked the Buddha, the Bhagavan speaks of many desires. Which desires do they put an end to? The Buddha told Mahāmati, they do not give rise to the different kinds of behavior involving love, or the desire to embrace women, or to misdeeds involving the mouth or body that give present pleasure, but ensure future suffering. And how do they do this? By attaining the bliss of samadhi. Thus they put an end to desires, but not the desire for nirvana. Mahāmati, what characterizes Sakridagamins? The moment they see forms, they give rise to projections, but not to views about them. But because they are adept at contemplating forms during meditation, the moment they return to this world, their term of suffering ends, and they attain nirvana. This is what constitutes a Sakridagamin. Mahāmati, what about anagamins? This refers to those who give rise to visions of calamity regarding the existence or non-existence of past, present, or future forms. Because they prevent projections from arising, and because they sever bondages, they are called anagamins. Mahāmati, as for arhats, this refers to those for whom projections of meditations, samadhis or liberations, higher powers or masteries, afflictions or sufferings do not exist. Hence they are called arhats. Mahāmati asked the Buddha, the Bhagavan has said that there are three kinds of arhats. To which kind is he referring here? To those who attain the one path of tranquility, to those who appear as arhats but who perform bodhisattva practices, or to those who are the projections of apparition Buddhas? The Buddha told Mahāmati, to those Shravakas who attain the one path of tranquility and not to the others referring to those who practice bodhisattva practices and those who are the projections of apparition Buddhas. As a result of their vows and skillful means, they are reborn in the great assemblies, where they add to the glory of the retinues of Buddhas. Mahāmati, they teach different teachings concerning attainment and meditation, depending on the projections of each place. But because they avoid the objects of meditation and the one who meditates, they point instead to the characteristics of attainment as nothing but perceptions of one's own mind. This is what they call attainment. Moreover, Mahāmati, in order to get past the boundless and formless realms of meditation, you should avoid characteristics that are nothing but perceptions of your own mind. And it is not the case, Mahāmati, that even the samadhi involving the cessation of sensation and perception is anything other than the perception of your own mind. And how so? Because it is nothing but mind. The Buddha then repeated the meaning of this in verse. The four boundless meditations, the formless samadhis, the cessation of sensation and perception, none exist except as mind. The attainments of the Srota-Appanna, the Sakridagamin and Anagamin, also that of the Arhat, all are confusions of the mind. Meditation, meditator, and object of meditation, renunciation and beholding the truth, these are nothing but projections. Who knows this achieves liberation.